Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Clubman Estate. So let's see if we can get a little bit further with it. I've had a few ideas, I've been chatting to a few people of what could possibly be wrong with it. So let's get stuck into this. Right, so if you haven't watched the previous video, this car is being a bit of a pain. It won't run, it won't get fuel, but then it does get fuel. Some people have commented saying it hasn't got a spark. It's not getting, it is, it's got a very, very strong, healthy spark. Nothing to do with coil condenser, it's got electronic ignition in this car. It has got a very good spark. I did go check that before I did anything in the last episode. So if spark's good, it's definitely a fueling fault. Maybe a timing fault, but I don't understand why, because it's not been touched, everything's tight. I'm going to lay it down to a fueling fault because basically it ran out of fuel, and then ever since then this has been a problem. So before we get stuck into like a full carb rebuild, because you will notice the carb on this car isn't original. I put the carb on it, I have got the original. I don't really want to bother rebuilding this one because I want to put the original one back on. But what we will do is just make sure that all the fuel lines and stuff aren't blocked and stuff like that, and we can get fuel. So I'm going to have a last-ditched attempt at trying to get it to run on the mechanical fuel pump. So I've dug one out, and we're going to rig it all up and see if we can get it to crank over and start on a mechanical fuel pump. Because there's advantages to electronic in the sense that it doesn't pump fuel into the engine and stuff like that. Because if the diaphragm goes on the fuel pumps, it can pump fuel into the engine, really damage your engine. But this car should run a mechanical. The engine is tired anyway. It really could do a rebuild. So I want it to run without that electric pump because it sounds dreadful, it looks awful, and it's not right. And I do think it's sending too much fuel pressure into the carb, which is potentially flooding the car. So we need to get a mechanical pump, don't we? Ignore this. This is run out of battery because I don't use it, or I haven't used it ever since Mini's in the mountain. In the back of here is everything for the 89, but somewhere where I don't know where I put it, I think I put it up in front. We have got a mechanical fuel pump, so it's over there on the driver's side. Bear with me, guys. So over here we have got a mechanical pump. So this is what would have been on the car originally. This is a very good part. I know it worked. Everything seems to move on it fine, and we're going to try and rig it up. The gaskets, have been on the car but not driven, so I'm just going to reuse them just for starting purposes. So if it leaks a bit of oil, then obviously I can just put a new gasket on it. But I want to see if this will run. I've tried a few, some work, some don't, so let's get this rigged up. It's not too hard to do, so let's go check it out in the engine bay. Spacer, nuts and bolts, and we'll get it done. Right, so in here, so if this is your first time onto the channel and your first time seeing this car, this is what I mean. It's a horrible Chinese pump on here. It shouldn't be here. When I first bought the car, I had a big Smiths one here. Again, not correct, but at least it was a good part. Not Smiths, sorry, a SU, proper SU one. Smiths, electronic, proper SU one. And this has been here as a substitute, and I've been through 3 of these, and I do believe it is pumping too much pressure. Down here, you see where the fuel pipe's coming from, there's a blanking plate, and that is where the fuel pump should be. So what we're going to do, first of all, we're going to try and crank and see if the car will even start, because we left the last episode with it not starting. And yeah, I think we need to at least try that first, just to see if there is a fuel blockage, because if I'm not getting fuel into that, then I'm never going to get fuel into the other one. So let's see what we can and can't do with this. Also the water leak, until I can get it running and see where the water leak's coming from, I can't do anything with it. So the water's just topped up for now. Needs a good old clean, this car. So let's see a bit of start. the answer to that is a hard no. It won't even fire now. So, can you hear something trickling somewhere? Right, so what we're going to do is we're just going to undo this pipe here, which is the fuel from the pump into the fuel chamber down there where the float bowl and stuff is. I'm going to do this and we'll crank it. I'll leave you guys in the engine bay and see if we're getting fuel up into it. I can't smell fuel, so I think we might have found the answer. Right, so let's just undo this. Give it a wiggle, should come off. There we go. Now that is dry. Let's just pop that there a sec. Yeah, that's a nothing there. So I'm just going to crank it over. You guys watch. Make sure you're watching. So that's the pump running. Oh, there we go. Fuel. An airlock, maybe? Right, let's get some brake and clutch cleaner and clean that lot off. So we're getting fuel from the tank, so there's no blockage from the tank. Right. Right, let's plug that back in. Just going to clean up the area, guys, and then we'll see what we can do. Still nothing. Wonderful. I can actually hear the fuel. It's in the fuel in the bowl there. You can hear it trickling in. Yep. So I've done this up tight, but not too tight, and there's fuel coming out of it. So fuel's getting to the carburetor. Why is it not starting? I'm gonna have a route round, see if I've got a spark plug socket. We're gonna pull one of these out. We'll double check the spark again. Like I say, I was 99.9% certain the spark was okay. But we will just check that. Right, let's go check that. Right, so firstly I apologise for the poor angles you're viewing this. The big tripod's down the unit. So what we're going to do is first of all see if these are wet, which this one is not. And what we'll do is we'll double check the spark. Hopefully you'll be able to see that. I think that's an okay angle. Please don't fall, please don't. Was there a spark? Did you see one? I'm going to watch this back and have a look. The heavens have opened. So I've just taken the 3 screws out of here to see if there's any fuel in there, and you can see there is fuel in there now, but there wasn't when I first set this off. I've just cranked the engine over and the pump is pumping fuel into the carb. Now I think we've got an issue somewhere with this carburetor, some sort of a blockage, whether the needle's got an issue or the jet is gummed up, because I did run it too low of fuel. I think this is going to be the issue. So I'm going to have a bit of a think, because I've got a few bits I think to potentially rebuild this carburetor. However, like I say, this isn't the original one to the car. This one literally just got it up and running. Do I want to rebuild this one and spend the time and energy on this, or should I go find the original carb, bolt that on, and see if we are, you know, working? So I'm not going to put the mechanical fuel pump on, I don't think, because that's not going to get it moving right now. I am going to do it. It's something I want to do in the future, but not right now. Wow, that weather is horrible. But just to get this car moving, I wanted to know if it's pumping fuel, and it's pumping fuel. It's just not getting from the float chamber into the carb, causing the bang, getting it to start. So I'm going to do a bit more investigation, guys, and I'll let you know what I find. Or will it stay running? It's a bit Smoky Joe. Knock that off a sec. So we've got no leaks. Just see if it runs out of fuel out of that float bowl. I don't get it. Excuse all the junk in this car. I'll be able to tell you guys soon what's happening. We're on charge on the battery as well, which is good. Oil pressure's good. Why have I just turned the heater on? All that dust. Even that works. Have I ever shown you my little map light? Can't get it out. Look at that! Look at that! It doesn't work, but it's a thing for the future. Hey! Alright, just knock its choke down. That's all the choke off now. It would have run out of fuel by now. So, I think all I've done is take the top of the carb apart. Our water leak is still persisting. I won't let it get to temperature. I just wanted to know if it had run out of fuel, and it would have run out by now. All I've done basically is put the top of the carb off, all the dash pot, put some brake and clutch cleaner and cut like through it, wipe it around, and then yeah, that's all I've done. I've just cleaned it out, topped the dash pot oil up. It was fine anyway. Hey, we fixed it. We did a thing. Gonna do a James May dance. Right, so I'm not going to let it get right up to temperature because obviously we have got a water leak. It is full at the moment, but it is dripping. Yeah, must have been when I ran out of fuel. I just ran so much rubbish through it, I've dropped the carb up a little bit. Time will tell if this stays like this. If the jet's still got something in it, then it will need a full carb rebuild, but I just need this car to move, and you'll find out why soon. Yeah, I'm really happy. Just a bit of crap. I like old Minis for that. They're quite simple when you get your head around them. Right, while I've got your attention, remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and make sure you go and check out both our sponsors. We have Minimine, who are on standby for parts for this, but luckily I've not needed anything yet. We will get some new gaskets for this fuel pump, because I do want to get it to run on the mechanical pump. Yeah, go check out, so yeah, remember to go check out Minimine. There's a discount code on the screen now for 10% off their eBay shop when you spend £15 or more. That's so much of a help to the channel if you guys do that, so please go and check that out. If you want to help out more, I have the YouTube membership as well, so please go check that out. It's just a little donation a month and it helps tick things over. And then we've also got Frost, who have a discount code as well. Everything's in the description below for Frost, to get off stuff off your consumables and stuff. I've actually ordered a few more tools as well, so I'll show you them when we get to use them. And yeah, all of that is a way of supporting the channel. And if you don't want to do any of that, just like this video, give this video a thumbs up and comment, because that is a big help as well. Right, I'm going to knock this off because I don't want it to get hot. We fixed it. Catch you soon, guys.